Hello, everybody. Welcome back here to the offices of the Grand Chapter. I'm Alex Swinson, alongside CEO Donnie Aldrich. We are your built-in entertainment, while Alex Baker and Chris Niles and that crew transports themselves to the next point on the triangle. What kind of music do you think they're listening to?
Probably hard rock.
Hard rock? I was going to go like Air Supply, like an Air Supply Greatest Hits album. That's not hard rock.
I'm sure the people out there are very interested in it, so I'm glad we're talking about it.
Maybe during their next video, they'll tell us.
One can only hope.
We'll see if they're paying attention. All right. Anyway, back to the matters at hand. Founders Day. Happy Founders Day to all of you. Hopefully you're enjoying it with your loved ones and your family. Hopefully you're celebrating it by joining Life Loyalty. For those who have joined today, I want to issue a special shout out, a special thank you. I have a few names here. Ian Dimitri, Peter Shea, Fabian Velasco, Richard Hellwedge, Chad Lucht, Casey Fleming, William First, and Larry Letke. Thank you for your contributions. Also, a very special shout out to Sean O'Connor, who I know tried to join during our last video, ran into some technical difficulties. Thank you, Sean, for your contribution. Hopefully you got it all sorted out. My challenge to those of you who have joined Life Loyalty today, know your job is not done, unfortunately. Make a post, make a Facebook post, an Instagram, Twitter, whatever your preferred method of social media is. Make a post sharing why you decided to contribute. Why did you decide to either join for the first time or renew your Life Loyalty membership? I think that's going to really stoke the fire. You have a lot more outreach capability than we do. Your Facebook friends with Teeks from your chapter. Share your story and why you've decided to support Life Loyalty. And I think that will in turn help us to continue to advance the program and continue to move forward in our goal to hit our Life Loyalty numbers.
Thank you, Al. First, I want to share, where are we? Last broadcast we did at 11 o'clock here in the office of the Grand Chapter. We did in front of the picture of the founders. We are now in the Danny Thomas conference room. There's been a lot of highlights today. Ronald Reagan with visiting at the Ronald Reagan Museum, and Chris Niles and Alex Baker showing that off to you. We're here in the Danny Thomas room, and obviously right here, Danny Thomas, a big part of St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, our philanthropy that we support, and we're very excited to continue the pledge that we made, a $2.4 million pledge that we made to that group. And I want to begin on my side in sharing some folks who did already donate to Life Loyalty as well. Tom Gordon, thank you. Casey Fleming, John Oglesby, who's a member of the Educational Foundation Board of Directors, thank you for donating. Ray Franklin, appreciate your donation. Pat Gleason, former staff member, large volunteer in the Northeast, now lives back here in the Midwest. Thank you for donating to Life Loyalty. Emil Schellenbacher, easy to say.
It's pretty good.
Thank you. I hope that it's accurate. If it's not accurate, please message me, direct message me, and I will make sure to update that and share that out with folks. And then last, Andy Simon. I've not seen Andy Simon in a number of years. He was a Leadership Academy facilitator in the late 2000s. Thank you, Andy, for your support of Life Loyalty. There's a lot of receptions going on this week, especially today. And so I would encourage you to go and look either Facebook pages or alumni association that might be there locally, or Chapter Brothers, reach out to them and see if there is an event. I know here in Indianapolis there's an event today. There's an event that will be highlighted on Facebook Live tonight at the Gamma chapter. And so those are going on all across the U.S. and Canada. Some of them are not until this weekend, because I thought that was a better time to be able to get folks together to celebrate. But I would encourage you, if you haven't, to check in and see if there is a celebration near you. Maybe you can pop in on the way home for happy hour and toast Talk App Absalom. So with that, I want to especially highlight and thank one person that I miss when it comes to highlighting folks who renewed for Life Loyalty is Past Grand Preakness Rod Talbot. Rod Talbot gave a significant gift, larger than the $18.99 or $50. And Rod, I want to thank you for your commitment to the fraternity, your service to the fraternity, someone who's been passionate, served at every single level, from staff member to volunteer to Grand Preakness, someone who bleeds cherry and gray, and we're very grateful for your gift that you've given to continue Life Loyalty, move it forward, benefit our members directly in our educational program. So with that, I want to turn it back over to Alex. In his role as Director of Education, he leads these programs that you are giving dollars that directly, dollar for dollar, benefit. I want him to talk about the regional leadership conferences that are coming up here in February, What are some highlights folks should know? What's a reason why they should register, or they should reach out to other folks and have them register?
Yeah, so we talk about benefits with the program, and for those who have been following along today, you've probably heard a million times: lapel pin, membership card, membership certificate, the discounts you get, the magazine subscription, all that good stuff. But we also talk about the added benefit of supporting our program, supporting our educational initiatives, specifically RLCs, Regional Leadership Conferences, Leadership Academy, and volunteer training. As Donnie mentioned, RLCs are coming up. They're taking place in February. Every weekend in February has a different RLC. We also have a registration deadline approaching where the price is going to jump up on you tomorrow. So hopefully you've made a note of that if you're looking to attend. Make sure you get signed up today. Save yourself some money. Sign up for Life Loyalty today. Spend your money on RLC registrations tomorrow, Friday. I don't care what you spend your money on. Do what you want. It's payday. But the important thing with RLCs, what we're doing is getting a large number of our members in an educational setting. So this is the biggest reach that we have of all of our major headquarters programs. We'll have over 1,000 men attend a regional leadership conference throughout the course of February. And what they get there is a whole array of training. They get recruitment training so they can go back and improve their chapters and grow their chapter size and become large and powerful and strong and win those top TEAC awards. They get KRA result training. So any other KRAs, finances, St. Jude, all of that for groups that are looking to bolster their KRA scorecard, that's offered at RLCs. The thing that I really enjoy is the professional development that we do. So we do mock interviews where any member who wants to come and be a part of the RLC and sit face-to-face with a guy like Donnie or a Grand Council member like Chris Hansen or Jim Hickey or Ted Bearswell or Rod Talbot, a past Grand Prix who I know is going to be with us in Indianapolis, they get to sit across from a professional, a seasoned professional who's done tons of interviews throughout their career and get real-world training on how to interview for a job or an internship that they want. Networking.
Yeah, and I tell you, Alex, it is really hard in terms of getting access to people like that. You don't get that type of feedback. You're not going to get that walking into Rod Talbot's office, or you're not going to get access to stepping into Ted Bearswell's house. And some of these folks, volunteers that we're not even naming, that are going to be there and willing to give their service. You don't get that kind of access everywhere, and so that is an additional benefit of being part of the RLC program.
Yeah, absolutely. And along those same lines, we do a networking reception where really we open the floor up for an hour for you to come and mix and mingle with anyone you want to. So maybe that's a member of a chapter that you really admire and look up to and want to learn from, or maybe that's Donnie, or maybe it's even myself. Not going to put money on it, but it's a possibility. Or any of those Grand Council members, Foundation Board members, that networking is a huge aspect. And then we do a gigantic ritual as well, sometimes 300-400 people where you can interact with one another in a ritual setting and really come back to the core of what we always talk at Salon. So that's why I'm really excited about RLCs. They're coming up, as we mentioned. Please be there if you can be. If you can't, encourage other guys to go. But that's just one glimpse. When you give to Life Loyalty, when you support the program with $18.99 or $50, what are we giving to? If you've never been to an RLC, hopefully we've painted a little bit of a picture for you of what it's like to attend one, and you feel that that training is beneficial to our undergraduates and our alumni.
Yeah, in addition, we also want to make sure that we touch on the benefits of the Life Loyalty program. We did touch on that in our video at 11 o'clock. We went into it in pretty large detail. So we'd encourage you to check in on that video for even further details. But if you can give some highlights for folks who weren't able to join us at 11 o'clock, what are some benefits for the LLT program for the individual who signs up for that?
Yeah, so I'm wearing one of them. I got the side on my jacket, right? This
Perfect.
lapel pin here. These are at the $18.99 price point, so the grade level. You get the lapel pin, you get the membership certificate, you get the membership card, throw it in your wallet, bust it out at parties, and then you get a subscription to the magazine as well. So our quarterly publication, The TEAC, with an $18.99 yearly contribution, you get a subscription to that as well. And then also a 5% discount on shopteakheritage.org, which is our online store. You want to ramp that up to 50 and the cherry level, you'll receive access to our magazine archives. So all of our magazines that have ever been printed, we have digitized and put in an online archive that you have access to as a cherry level Life Loyalty. You also get our Life Loyalty newsletter where you can get a little glimpse into what we do at a headquarters level. Some of the advanced initiatives that we're working on that we're not, we're not making available to every single person on Facebook or Twitter. We want to share that with our Life Loyal Teeks. We want to bounce ideas off them, get feedback, because you are our trusted members. And then there's also a discount with Enterprise Car Rental. So for those who travel, for those who utilize Enterprise quite a bit, there's also a discount code there. And then, of course, our webinars, which I know you talked a lot about in our last video. But that's something that was designed for Life Loyal Teeks. We open it to everyone, with the hope that with a little glimpse, a little sneak peek into what you can get from the program, you'll appreciate it enough to advance your contribution and become a Life Loyal Teek.
In the prior video, thank you, Alex. In the prior video, we did highlight the LLT webinars, and I will just briefly once again highlight what are the types of folks that are a part of those webinars. Small business owners, executive leaders, a football coach, a leader in tourism, an accountant, CFOs, an executive at MGM Company, collegiate professors, leaders in trade associations, leaders in sales, an architect, member of the United States Navy, member of the United States Air Force, and then a friar. And so we touch on many different areas. We ask them for some of their leadership lessons. We like to talk to them about what was their Teak experience, how were they shaped by it, what are pieces that they learned through Teak that they now apply in their current field or industry. And at different times we ask them to highlight or focus on certain areas. For instance, we had when we had Ben Ward, who's an architect, he touched on mentoring and the importance of it. He talked about mentor programs, how beneficial it was to him, and utilizing his network both locally and internationally. And so we're grateful to those folks who participate. We're grateful for the folks who put in the work on the back end to put that production together. And we really encourage you to visit. We think it'll be impactful and a valuable asset to joining Life Loyal Teek. As we wrap this up, we want to use this day, and this is our last broadcast from here at the office. We want to use this day for you to share your passion and be energized about the fraternity. We need to do this more and more. We understand that. We need to do more and more of getting out in front of you and letting you see us and hear from us and have access to us in terms of seeing us through the camera. So thank you for either welcoming us into your living room or your workspace, or maybe you're watching us on the phone as you're on the subway or
driving.
Let's hope that it's not. If you're driving, please pull over. Watch us we're going to wrap this up in a minute or two, and then we'd like for you then to pull back out on the street, but we do not want to cause an accident. And so I appreciate you touching on that, point on that.
Hey,
there's safety issues here,
there's
too.
never a wrong time to tell people not to text and drive.
The folks at AT&T believe that as well. So thank you for all of you who are watching these, who are passing these forward, but it really is a day to ask yourself, how can I engage further? If I'm someone who's not been engaged before, what are ways that I can re-engage? And there are a multitude of ways. We're happy to talk through that. But I'd love for you to find out what's your comfort level, what are those first steps, if it's going and interacting with your home chapter and possibly popping in at some time to talk about what your Teak experience has meant to you, or maybe it's talking about here's some leads I can see of how you could get a job, or here are folks in the network of areas that you all are interested in. There's a number of ways, or becoming a Teak volunteer, and there's a number of opportunities we'd love to talk to you if you're interested in becoming a Teak volunteer. But it's going to take all of us, and we've got to build that energy starting now. There's always a thought, well, why don't we do X, Y, Z? It's going to be us picking up the baton and going and running with it. And for many of you, doing that at a local level, sharing that out and challenging other folks that they were your pledge brother, maybe they were your big brother, maybe they were folks who weren't even in college when you were in college, to check back in with them and say, hey, I know Teak meant a lot to you, it meant a lot to me. Maybe we've been disconnected for 10 years, 15 years, 25 years. We're asking you to come back home. Come back and enjoy what is Tau Kappa Epsilon. We talk about it being the fraternity for life. And the only way it's fraternity for life is if we're engaged with it for life, and if we get every single ounce out of this experience, which is during our lifetime. And I've been lucky, I know Alex as well, that we've gained a lot more from our alumni experience than we did in our collegiate experience, but a lot of that was folks putting their hand out and saying, hey, I'd love for you to get engaged or involved at this level, and us taking and meeting that challenge. So as we head off here, please continue to watch these videos. Chris Niles and Alex Baker, they are continuing to travel the Triangle. They are going to have a reception this evening at Gamma and be able to highlight our newest colony that started this fall. And we're excited. I know they're up to 32 guys already. We're excited to show and highlight that off for you, be able to see some folks down there. But we're really excited and proud of our fraternity. We hope that you are as well. And we want you to take and do something with this. We want today to be a great day for energy, but it doesn't mean anything if we don't do it tomorrow. It doesn't do anything if we don't build upon it. So let's take that standard of excellence that our founders put upon us 119 years ago, and let's go be great. Let's go be dominant against our peers in our industry. Let's go show the world what a Teak man is and what we're all about. And so with that, frauders, I want to tell you I love the fraternity. Thank you for engaging with us. Hope that you continue to the rest of the day. And frauders, I love the fraternity.
Thank you guys.